Hello all my chickadees! Welcome back to Mannequin Academy Part 4. Now this is being live streamed, so that means I am not using my YouTube model, so it's just gonna be a cozy little stream, and people have been talking to me live during this, so if you're interested in catching us live next time, I normally stream on Wednesdays. So feel free to pop on in anytime and help me make choices. Okay, without further ado, let's jump on in and see what our boy is up to this time. He is such a little troublemaker. Okay, 14. So I think this right here is our last save. 1402. 1507, I think? It's gotta be this one, right? I think this was our last one. Where we're at. See back. Oh yeah, because there was a commotion in the main hall. That's where we were. Okay. Alright, so this is where we stopped. Alright. Oh goodness, what is going on in the Hall of Commons? Okay. By the time we arrived, a substantial number of onlookers, both teachers and students, had already gathered, not only on the stairs, but also leaning out on the handrails. It didn't take long for us to locate the cause of the commotion. Oh, that's the picture of the Grand Master. Or, not the Grand Master, the Headmaster. Right in the middle of the intersection, where the staircase bifurcated, lay miserably the huge painting depicting the Headmaster. So, this is what that loud noise was? Fortunately, it didn't look like there had been anyone standing below it when the incident took place. Such injury might have been quite serious. Yeah, I mean, could you imagine that huge freaking painting or picture falling on your head? Oof. I wouldn't want to. Goodness, that would hurt. Okay, let's see. Who did it? Who did it's my question. As I walked over to an empty spot by the railing, bits and pieces of conversations reached my ears. I never liked it anyway. I prefer to have a nicer view every time I enter the building, you know. Same. I see the headmaster's face enough as it is. You said that right. Apparently, it's relatively new. Did someone already go notify the headmaster? I'm sure the noise reached his office if I heard it from the Alpha Wing. Ross went to make sure he was coming. It was a long time ago, but I overheard someone tell Professor St. Clair that it wasn't affixed too well. So I guess it was inevitable. You sure? Well, unlike you, I actually attended the headmaster's speech. What did it concern again? Anyway, he said that the painting would be a symbol to the Academy's greatness for decades to come. Apparently not, guys. The rest of the gossip drowned it out in the sound of my own thoughts, as I leaned farther over the rail to inspect the wall that the painting had proudly decorated into now. Yep. At first glance, the marble surface looked normal, but something was off about the outline left by the picture frame. Yeah, that's a different size picture frame. It's not very clear in this light, but the edges look peculiar. As if whatever had been hanging there wasn't rectangular at all. No, I mean, if you look, you can see like the little like bumps around the top of it. It was a different picture hanging there. But was it like the previous headmaster picture? It could be as simple as that. But what was there? Plus, someone mentioned that the portrait was relatively new. These stains definitely don't look like something that happened over fewer than 10, maybe 20 years. Have a point. tried to make out the shape of the discoloration, but a familiar voice pulled me out of my musings. Oh, it's our roommate, Cammy. Wow, the painting. Headmaster Mullivit. Oh, I forgot how to say the name. The headmaster will be furious. That colossal, entirely unnecessary thing was for some reason his pride and joy. I wonder what caused it to fall. It seemed pretty The second Noah appeared, Cammy suddenly went mute. Look at him blush! Are you on the Noah appreciation train, Cammy baby? I think he is, because Cammy is an Omega and Noah is an Alpha. And Noah is apparently very popular. It slid off its mounting, I think. If you look closely, the position of that hook was supporting the painting is considerably lower than it should have been. Oh well, I'm sure that it was the case. If you say so, I mean. This is the first time I've seen him stuttering like that. Someone has a crush on Noah, it seems. Cammy's usual demeanor made me think that he'd be more of a cocky type when it came to these things, but perhaps that's just how Noah affects other students. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I don't believe we have any classes together, but your name is Canomile, right? Yeah. And you are... Oh dear. I heard the noise all the way from the student council room. I'm afraid that something like this was going to happen eventually. The painting wasn't nearly as secure as it should have been. I've notified the Restoration Center of this numerous times, but to no avail. Okay, and Julian is the student council president. They have some kind of beef or relationship between them, Noah and Julian. I don't know what yet. It's fortunate that no harm came to any of you. Before I could form any kind of answer, Noah turned on his heel and shrugged his way past us, in the direction we came from a few moments ago. He noped out when Julian showed up. I'm going to get that clove oil. It could have been my imagination, but I was almost sure I heard Cammy's breath hitch at the fleeting brush Noah's arm gave his when the Alpha student made his way around him. The Omega fidgeted for a second, then gave me a little tap on the shoulder. I think I will go back to the common room. I left some of my stuff there, so yeah. See you around, Aura. Seriously? Just then, the crowd on the opposite side of the staircase shuffled, apparently making a way in the middle. Among them, a bulkier silhouette that I recognized as the headmaster descended towards the painting in the brisk stride. When he stopped just in front of the portrait, he cast a calculating glance towards the wall, brows furrowed in dismay. It looks like the headmaster is here. Taking into consideration how insistent he was about keeping the painting in the exact spot, I'm guessing his mood will be rather sour. He wanted to cover up the signs of the other picture, didn't he? I should consult him about the possibilities of repair or finding a substitute. Of course. By the way, Aura, have you seen Professor St. Clair anywhere? I've been looking for him in his office and classrooms, but without much success. I volunteer to go find him. I volunteer as tribute. I like St. Clair. He's so pretty. Goodness, if we could if we had a romancer out for him, I'd be straight onto that, okay? I mean, okay. As his assistant, though, I thought maybe you'd know where he went. Come to think about it, Angelo mentioned his father being unusually busy and having some sort of mysterious endeavor with Julian. I wonder if that's why the student council president is looking for him. No, sorry, I haven't seen him since yesterday. I see. Thank you. Since today is a day off, be sure to rest well before classes, alright? Julian made his way over to the headmaster at the same time, trying to disperse the small crowd of curious onlookers. It didn't look like I'd learned anything interesting. Not that my staying there would be of any use. Besides, the number of people coming and going were becoming unbearable. I decided to take up Julian's advice and go outside to get some fresh air. Especially that I'd been on edge ever since the morning. Just thinking about it makes me shudder. Oh, that's right. We're in pre... Oh no, that I forgot. Aura's in preheat. Oh no, he's gonna have a heat soon. Oh goodness, that's gonna be spicy. Oof. Oof. I don't know how we're gonna cover that, man. Okay. Then, I noticed a familiar figure gazing at the scene from the top of the stairs. Lawrence, ashy hair ruffled like delicate feathers, was covering one of his eyes now, the elegant slope of his neck craning slightly to observe the conversation between the headmaster and Julian. Something about his posture seemed oddly wistful, although I couldn't pinpoint what exactly had given me this impression. Huh. Now that a chance to take in Lauren's facial features without having to worry about making conversation or being disturbed presented itself, an incredulous impression that I had met him somewhere before the academy started forming in my head. Could we have met him before? What if he's also like from the orphanage? But if I ever did, I would surely remember. It's almost like I've seen him in a dream or something like that. Wait. No. Hang on. Seen him in a dream? He can't be the guy from the past. Because that took place a long time ago and he'd be like much older, right? You know, the past we've been having where it's like somebody, about the theater? He can't be the same guy, right? Right? I'm not crazy. I am not crazy, right? Even from the distance, I couldn't help but admire how hopelessly beautiful the young man was. His secondary gender might have been a mystery, but whether he turned out to be an alpha or an omega, I was more than convinced that he would be a model representation of either. Which is a strange thought to have, given the stark difference between both genders. As if sensing my eyes on him, Lawrence straightened his back slowly and looked in my direction. Instinctively, I looked over my shoulder, finding no one there. When I turned towards the staircase once again, the other man was gone. What was I even thinking? I should leave him be and get some fresh air instead. It's pretty out here. Let's see. The moment I stepped out of the academy building, the slightly stuffy air changed into a fresh spring breeze, filling my lungs with oxygen. Spending time outside is one of the simplest pleasures in life, yet it brings so much happiness and inspiration. When I'm surrounded by nature, everything is so wondrous and relaxing to the soul. No, wrong button. Okay, sorry. I think I'll go to the park and enjoy the sun. I started strolling around unhurriedly, taking my time to admire the greenery and bask in the sunlight piercing the treetops here and there. There wasn't a single soul disturbing my peace of mind. The only sound accompanying me were the gust of winds and occasional chatting of some bird. Oh. Oh. Wait. Is one of that going to be St. Clair? Hang on, because I couldn't find St. Clair, so it makes sense if, one of them... Oh, goodness. Perhaps for this reason I was able to catch definite human voices carried over by the crisp air around me. They sounded familiar. When I squinted my eyes and turned my gaze towards the ornamental arbor, I could somewhat distinguish two tall silhouettes standing on the stone platform to my right. Oh, that's definitely him, right? Oh, students! Okay, dang it. Okay. I need to see my boy. Okay. The students, surrounded by the beauty of the empty park, had their bodies pressed close together in what seemed like a loving embrace, clearly enjoying their alone time. A date? So there are couples in the academy, even though it's forbidden to spend one's heat with another student. I wonder if anyone I know has a mate already. For some reason, the thought had never occurred to me before, since mating scent could usually be smelled only from close proximity. I had no way of knowing whether any of my friends were mated or not. To me, the concept of bonding for a lifetime seemed more distant than graduating, or finding a respectable job. I secretly doubted that would ever happen, at least not from my own free will. So many Omegas are marked by force. I can't help but feel wary of alphas. Most of them think solely about their own comfort, deeming their partner's will as insignificant. I'd rather be left alone to provide for myself than live as someone's captive for the rest of my life. Under the spur of the moment, I took a few steps towards the arbor. Oh! Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Holy crap! It's the brothers! What? Guys? You okay there? Oh. Are those the twins? With their uniform blazers shrugged off casually and dark brown ties lying on top of the narrow open-word bench, the brothers look like something taken straight out of a picture book. Bright sun rays danced on their skin through the thinned-out foliage, highlighting the contrast between their tan complexions and the gold jewelry that decorated it. With every move of Nora's head, the stud in his nose glimmered like a tiny diamond. With every single nod of Esha's head, the chain attached to his earlobe twinkled. They stood so close to each other, it was almost hard to distinguish where Esha began and Nora finished. But even though proximity wasn't something unusual for the two, or for close-knit siblings in general, the way their lips almost touched certainly was. Oh, so they a thing. It was evident from day one that the brothers are very attached to each other, but there were whispers between them, and though the exact words were indistinguishable from afar, whatever they talked about made both smile. A delicate blush rose to the Omega twins' face, prompting Nora to give him a small chuckle a moment later. I took a few steps closer, strangely fixated on the scene. They looked like lovers. Even though the trees somewhat obscured my view, I could swear that Nora leaned in some more, and then... Of course! Of course, dude! We ran into him last time we were out here. Oh my gosh. Oh. Alright, give me a second. I see I'm not the only one to come enjoy the weather. I don't think we're only enjoying the weather, are we? We're enjoying the view. Isn't it surprising that the park is so empty today? Pulled out of my trance by Gilbert's cheery tone, I stared at him awkwardly for a few heartbeats, wondering whether the beta noticed the twins as well. The question in his gaze told me he didn't. Dude! Turn around! Turn around! Look behind you! Yes, the weather's great. To my dismay, the beta students seemed to be in a very talkative mood, and not that busy today of all times. It's been a while since we've had this many beautiful days in a row. There's still time until the exam, and yet so many people are busy cramming instead of taking advantage of the sun. Well, I know 2 people taking advantage of the sun. Gilbert's words falling on deaf ears. I cocked my head slightly to the side, trying to cast a subtle glance towards the arbor once again, and catch a glimpse of Nor and Aisha to see how the situation had developed. Unfortunately, Gilbert's body was successfully obscuring the entire view. Dude, at this point, we just shove Gilbert out of the way, okay? Just shove him. Just shove him out of the way. I'm sure he'll understand. Since we're both here, maybe we could, take a walk together. I don't think Aura wants to walk. He wants to watch the hot twins in the background. Aura? Walk? Yes, why not? I said that all too quickly, but the beta still beamed, gesticulating towards a path that led to the lake with duly found enthusiasm. How about there? The view is nice, and hoping that the moment Gilbert moved I'd be able to see the arbor again clearly, I blurted out without thinking. Sure, let's lead the way. Great! They're gone. Are you coming? Yes! Just a second. The twins left. The entire walk, Gilbert seemed uncharacteristically nervous. He kept fidgeting and playing with the buttons of his blazer, as if wondering whether he should take it off or not. Several times he opened his mouth to say something, just to close it shut a second later and surround himself with almost tanglable, uncomfortable silence. I wonder what's on his mind. Aura, do you? Yes. I was thinking, you made a lot of friends here already, didn't you? I don't know. Maybe a few? Why? Well, it's just, I saw you talking so comfortably with the president, Noah Blackwood, and thought, well, Aura's a popular guy in the academy now, isn't he? Huh? The alpha twin, he also seems very favorable with you, and I couldn't help but wonder, did he observe me so closely? It's not like I've been hanging out with Gilbert all that often. He must have paid some real attention to my social life while I wasn't even aware. Why are you watching us? Why are you watching us so much, huh? Gilbert, what are you talking about? No, nothing. I'm glad you made friends so quickly. That's all. It's important to have a, connection with others. Helps unwind and all. Are you jealous? Oh, it's gotten so late. I think we should go back to the academy, so I'll see you later, unless you want to go together. No, I think I'll stay here for a bit longer. Oh, he's blushing. I see. Thank you for your company. This conversation was unexpected, not to mention quite odd. I have a feeling that he tried to say something else entirely. Doesn't matter. I don't feel like going back yet, so I'll walk some more. I think the forest is my favorite after all. The park is wonderful, but nature tamed by civilization will never be as appealing as wild, untouched greenery. Lost in thought about what Gilbert said to me earlier, I walked down the familiar forest path. We're back at the theater! The theater. During the day, the building looked even more inviting than before. Bright sunlight made the distinct lack of potential audience seem way less unsettling than the darkness did back when I first came here. I suppose I could go take a look around the building one more time. Nothing scary will happen during the day, right? Is the door cracked open, or is it my imagination? Maybe I forgot to close it last time I was inside. Or someone else is in here. But hey, it looks a lot better in the daylight. This place looks so much bigger than it did after sunset. I leisurely walk from one column to another, taking in the smooth surface of the floor and feeling the polished wooden handrails squeak under my touch. Soon enough, the eagerness to explore the upper floor got the better of me. I slowly climbed the grand staircase and made my way towards the entrance to the stage. The corridors are so vast. But here it is, the passage I'd seen earlier, but I had no chance to explore. I strained my ears for any unusual sounds, but this time I couldn't hear anything. Maybe it's just easy to be affected by the eerie atmosphere after dark. Whatever those noises were, there's no trace of them now. It's ghost. They're ghosts, aren't they? Without any more hesitation, I stepped through the entryway. I couldn't help an odd gasp when I saw the scene in all of its glory. So this is where they used to hold all the plays. Immediately, all the stories and scripts I happened to have read appeared in my mind. Everything that used to exist only in written words, meant to be enacted by people made of flesh and bone. Words gaining weight by being voiced aloud, with proper modulation, and lyrics turned into melodies as if by magic. I imagined the vibrant colors of the decor and outfits, the sound of the orchestra carried over by the farthest rows by simple laws of physics, and graceful movements of the actors, led by the Rose Prince. Numerous bouquets being thrown from the audience and falling onto the wooden planks. The deafening applause. I felt a sudden, overwhelming urge to step into the stage myself. Once I was there, I realized I'd been holding my breath. Wow, there's so many chairs. How many people can this place hold? Ah, hello, Allie is happy. Welcome in. Hi. I squinted my eyes, but I could barely distinguish the last rolls from the wall behind them. Perhaps they used binoculars in the far back. Although there probably wasn't much to be seen, the lack of any props or decoration making the stage look quite sad. I started walking from corner to corner when another curtain caught my attention. It seemed a little out of place, hanging slightly on the side, not far from the backstage door. Curious, I started walking towards it, passing a turn that led to a darker, somewhat mysterious corridor. I halted my step for a second, but thought better of it, deciding to check out the curtain, which first caught my interest. I only stopped right in front of the heavy red drapery. Oh, something's back there. What's this? What is this? I have played way too many horror games because I'm like, oh my god, what kind of body is back there? It's probably just a prop, right? Oh, it's probably something to do with the rose prints. I think I can see something peeking out from under the curtain. Oh, is that a picture of them? A painting? Oh, it is him. I pushed a thick cloth to the side to reveal a huge painting depicting two men dressed like royalty. Why is his face stabbed out? What did he do? What did he do? The one standing on the left was holding the other's hand in an old-fashioned, a bit elegant way. I immediately recognized the shorter man as the Rose Prince. His beautiful features, impossible mistake for anyone, but the face I saw in the newspaper displayed in the headmaster's cabinet. He looks just like Laurent. So is Laurent actually him? But I thought this took place quite a while ago, so wouldn't he be older? Or is he a ghost? Oh no. I'm worried. I'm worried for his health. Like, the last flashback we had, he was in a very bad situation. So, I am worried. And why is that guy's face missing? What? He's so important to the theater to have a portrait painted. Unfortunately, there was no way to make out the outline of the taller person's facial features. That particular part of the painting was destroyed. I wonder what happened. Who would defile a piece of art like this? Okay, I just had a theory. So, I hope it's not right. But, okay. I forgot their name at this point. It's been a while. But, you know, we still have a picture of the Rose Prince here. And there is an article about him in the headmaster's office behind like a glass display case, being all protected and taken care of. And the picture of the headmaster just fell. Oh, wait a second. Look at the corner of the picture. What if this was the picture that was hanging up in the behind where the headmaster's picture was? So my theory is, what if Laurent really is the Rose Prince and he's a ghost because he got killed, so he's forever at that age, and you know, we can see him but we haven't actually touched him. And what if the headmaster is that guy? Oh, so that would make sense because he cared about him, so he would keep, you know, the info of him saved and shut down the theater and everything. Oh no. Oh no. Is that real? Is that really what happened? That's just my theory. Oh wait, I don't even know what he said. I wonder what happened. Who would defile a piece of art like this? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, look at the shape! Ha ha! I took a closer look at the shape of the frame surrounding the pair. I couldn't help the impression I'd already seen it somewhere. Then I remembered the morning incident and the realization dawned on me. The outline reminds me of the stains on the academy wall, left under the headmaster's portrait. Could it be that this painting used to hang there before? I guess it makes sense since the academy used to be the theater staff living area. Yeah, oh, it used to be the theater staff living area, so yeah, that makes sense. Displaying the actress' portrait was undoubtedly a fitting decoration back then, but not so much now. Not to mention this painting's poor condition. After what must have been at least 20 minutes, I realized I should probably be going back. My stomach gently reminded me about the need for nutrition. Oh, that's definitely what happened, right? Mm. There's a carriage in front of the gate, much like the one I took with Dr. Langham on my first day here. Oh, we have a new arrival? I wonder who's the passenger this time. The headmaster and somebody. To my surprise, when I arrived at the main entrance, there was none other than the headmaster himself standing at the door. He was talking to a man I'd never seen before, a tall, well-dressed gentleman in his 50s. Thank you for today, Mr. Blackwood. It's reassuring how I can always count on you. This is Noah's dad, isn't it? The pleasure is all mine, Gustav. I'll be waiting for word from you next week. Blackwood? Isn't that Noah's surname? The said Mr. Blackwood gave the headmaster a small nod, then turned in my direction, most probably heading towards the carriage I noticed in front of the gate. A shiver ran down my spine as the man's piercing eyes locked with mine. Even though his gaze wasn't hostile or even openly judgmental, something about it made my blood run cold. It's like the air around me suddenly got thicker. I could clearly see Noah's dignified posture in the way he carried himself, both similarly handsome, reserved, and very alpha-like. I think this man might be his father. I followed Mr. Blackwood with my eyes, observing how a few servants jumped out of the carriage to open the gate for him. Oh, Mr. Moonbell. Coming back rather late, I see. I was taking a long walk, sir. It was a shame not to, given the warm weather. I'm sure. Next time, however, could you consider staying in the main building at this hour? A lone Omega should not wander outside after dark, even on the Academy premises. Yeah, probably especially not a lone Omega that is very close to having his heat. You know? When I opened the door to Mai and Cammy's room, I immediately spotted the other Omega sitting at his desk, vigorously taking notes. Oh, hey. Good, you're back. Hi. I'm quite surprised to see you so busy this evening. Studying or writing a love letter? I see my sense of humor did rub off on you, if only a little bit. Even I do my homework sometimes, you know? Especially since I really got into the biology class I'm having with Dr. Langham. His lectures are so fascinating and informative. You would never believe it. After we complete the first semester of biology, we can start taking pharmacology and medical science with him next. I can't wait. With the doctor? Really? Yep. I know you resigned from this lecture in the end, but it's becoming my favorite. I expect it to be hard and overwhelming, but the way Dr. Langham explains things makes it really logical and easy to remember. Studying something that would help me take care of others feels much more rewarding than stale book knowledge. That's great to hear. I asked him for more details, enjoying the way the older boy talked about his new favorite class. It was fortunate that Cammy found inspiration in Dr. Langham's teaching, especially since he seemed to be in dire need of it. Having a new goal is something that will take his mind off the problems he's facing. Speaking of which, how are you feeling? Is everything alright? Cammy gave me a long, cryptic look, his body suddenly tensing. He exhaled slowly, putting away the pen he'd been holding. You're asking about my heat, aren't you? Among other things. I will start in 1, maybe 2 days. I still haven't figured out how to do it, but my decision from earlier still stands. I am going to find company. Heat helpers are out of the question. So you really plan on having another student with you during heat? Even though it's against the academy rules? I care about my own sanity much more than I do about baseless rules. Yeah, because there's like full heat rooms that the Omega students can go to, and there are heat helpers to help you through the heat that, you know, that they are not going to get the Omegas pregnant, but it will help them through. And Cammy, I don't know, Cammy refuses to go back to the heat rooms. I don't know if they were like abusing him or being too touchy-feely or something, but he's refusing to go back, and it's against the rules to share, you know, share your heat with another student. So he might get expelled. He might honestly get expelled. But what if he shares his heat with a teacher? Would he get expelled then because it's not another student? He does like Dr. Langham. But Dr. Langham, well, we don't know what gender he is. He keeps it hidden. Dr. Langham was very touchy-feely for us. Besides, there's no other way that I can think of. Can you? Who are you going to ask then? An alpha, I presume? Probably. I know you like Noah. All of a sudden, I was reminded of the unusual situation that took place this morning. Noah? What? Are you going to ask him? What? No, of course not. Why would you even say that? Because you were blushing so much. You looked pretty smitten today. I mean, I'm not judging you or anything. It's just what I thought when the two of you talked. Noah is... what exactly? Very... well, he has his charms. Of course he does. He is Noah Blackwood. The unapproachable, icy cold alpha prince of the academy. Filthy rich, painfully handsome, unmatched in pretty much anything he does. His family are aristocrats, you know, owning half of the city, if not more. Aristocrats. He comes from a famous noble house. The Blackwoods are, despite their unimaginable wealth and high status, equally as loved as they are envied. Owning several businesses that operate worldwide, engaging themselves in charity, politics, and a plethora of social events. Whatever they want happens. So I heard. Noah is their only heir, the perfect alpha son that every family dreams of. There's no one as sought after by a potential mate as he is. What? Are you for real? Noah is that important? My mind drifted towards Mr. Blackwood I saw before returning to my and Cammy's room. Somehow, it all started making sense. Now that I think about it, Mr. Blackwood was on a first-name basis with the headmaster. But not the other way around. If that's not a sign of his high social status, then I don't know what is. Now I feel even stranger for wanting to talk to Noah so casually back then. No wonder he wasn't too keen on having a conversation with some random Omega. He undoubtedly took me for one of his admirers. Yeah, that does make more sense. That's why he didn't really want to talk to us. He's like, oh great. So yeah, I have no intention of asking Noah for anything. Certainly not that. Not my league. Oh. Cammy raised his brows, examining my face closely for a moment. Then he sighed. Sorry for bursting the bubble. Come on, I could hear the sound of your heart breaking from a mile away. You like him, don't you? That's why you asked in the first place. Oh. I mean, Noah's nice. I don't know if he's someone we're gonna aim for. Oh goodness, what should we do? Should we hesitate to say we liked him or deny that we like Noah? What do you guys think? Because I don't know. I mean, Noah's cool, but I don't know if he would be the one that we try dating. Okay, I'm gonna sit here for a second to give you guys a chance to comment, because I know, you know, it's a little bit ahead of where you guys watch, but yeah, what do you think? I honestly forgot who all we can... I think there's like 6 different people. I'm gonna look real quick while you guys have a chance to let me know what you think we should do. I'm gonna look real quick and see how many people we can potentially love interest. Okay, Noah, Julian, Norin, Aisha, Cammy, Lawrence, Sasha. Okay, no, Sasha and Louie's not in, so 5 main romanceable characters. Okay, so Lawrence not romanceable, is he? No, dang it. So it'd be Noah, Julian, Norin, Aisha, and Cammy. I really like Cammy. Cammy's a little sweetie. He doing his best. And I like the twins. I like Julian. I don't know about Noah. Alright guys, I am going to choose here in a second. Nobody has said anything, so I am going to pick. Listen, where did that come from? We just talked a few times, that's all. It's kind of hard not to, given how many classes we have together. I asked because you seemed interested in Noah earlier today. Oh. I must have misunderstood your intentions then. Sorry. An odd sort of silence fell between us, heaving down the previously light-hearted atmosphere. Finally, Cammy spoke again, this time with a small smile. Oh, I think he's happy knowing that we're not going after, Noah. Actually, there is someone I wanted to ask, you know, to spend my heat with. There is? Yeah, but I'm still trying to decide whether I should. Propositions like that can be deal breakers for some, and I suppose I don't want to lose this person's friendship. Are you talking about us? Before I managed to find an answer, Cammy yawned loudly, then stretched his arms. What about you, though? Have you decided how you're gonna spend your next heat? Not yet. I see. Maybe you should soon. I'm going to sleep. It's like 1 a.m. or so. My eyes are closing by themselves. Nighty-night. I like Cammy. Excuse me. Mr. Messenback. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. Oh god, no. No. No, I know what's happening. No. Oh god, we did the flashback again. Oh my gosh. For those of you who don't remember or maybe haven't seen that part yet, in the last video we did a flashback for the that took place during the Rose King or the Rose Prince thing. What's his name? Uh, Sasha. He was a famous Omega actor, and Louis is the black-haired one that was in the picture with his face scratched out, and he was like his co-actor, and together they were in the Rose Prince. And the school, or not the school, but the theater at the time was like, hey, yeah, we're gonna promote this, we're gonna do so good. And then they realized that some of the investors were like going to pull out, and one of them, that is the investor that does like over 50% of the investments, was like, yeah, I'm thinking about pulling out. And without that, the production would not be able to happen, and the theater would shut down and stuff like that. So they kind of just guilt tripped Sasha and kind of pushed him like an offering over to this guy. Like, oh yeah, why don't you go sleep with this guy, this very beautiful Omega that is saving himself and not wanting to do any of this, and to, and remain pure, and why don't you just take him and have fun with him, and that will make you keep giving us your money, right? So poor Sasha has pretty much been like backed into a corner, guilt tripped, and that this is what he has to do to make sure that they'd still be able to perform. And oh no, apparently they are in a room now. They are in a room. This is not boding well for poor Sasha. Don't leave it there! Did he cuddle him? Did he cuddle him? Crying Omega in heat that was about to have a bad non-consensual experience. Did you cuddle him? Get him dressed, cuddle him up in a little burrito, and snuggle him, okay? He needs cuddles. Even if you're not like with him during his heat, like with him, at least you can stay down there and give him a cuddle for a minute. He needs it. He is crying. Goodness. Take care of the boy. The baby boy. Ah. Okay. I'm fine. Yep, I'm good. Okay, we're back to the presents now. They're like yo-yoing us. Oh no, yo-yo our emotions. Rise and shine. Morning. Trouble sleeping again? I could even hear you get up at one point. Yes, well, no matter what I did, I couldn't help but feel restless the entire night. In the end, I decided that reading a book would be more productive than trying to fall asleep. I managed to take a few-hour nap in the morning, though. Ouch. Really sorry to hear that. Even from the distance of 2 beds separating us, it was evident that Cammy didn't feel too well himself. The other Omega's skin looked glassy and unnaturally heated, almost like he was on the verge of having a fever. His eyes were sunken and with dark circles underneath, skin even paler than usual. I'm probably waking you up a lot these days. Sorry about that. It's okay. I don't mind you being a little fidgety. It's just worrisome that you've been having nightmares so often. I wish I could do something to help. Everyone needs a good night rest once in a while. As if triggered, an almost painful yawn took over me. My eyes are closing by themselves. Don't know how I can survive today's classes. Ooh, knock on the door. Come in? Oh, hey, Julian. Good morning to both of you. I'm sorry for showing up unannounced, but I came to inform you that the headmaster canceled his last 2 lectures today. Instead, an important assembly will be held in the auditorium. Oh? Is this about the picture vandalism? I realize it's rather sudden. I myself didn't know anything about it until an hour or so ago. Be sure to head to the auditorium as soon as your 3rd class finishes. We're hoping to start the meeting a little earlier. What's the assembly for? The headmaster is about to share some guidelines. Excuse me. They said yawn in the game and it made me yawn. The headmaster is about to share some guidelines concerning early graduation for those students who are interested, among other things. It's better to wait for him to explain everything in detail. I see. Thank you for going through the trouble of conveying the information. We'll be there. Julian offered us a nod and a small smile, then left the room. An assembly, huh? That's unexpected. Is it? Kinda. The yearly meeting concerning job offers and stuff is usually at the end of each academy year. I suppose that's what Julian meant by early graduation. We're not even halfway through the first semester. No matter. I take the boring assembly over classes any day. What happened to hard-working Cammy? Hard-working Cammy is saving energy for more engaging lectures in geography and political science. Okay, he has a point there. I mean, political science. Ugh. Right. Anyway, let's get going. I feel like I might fall asleep if I don't move right now. So many students in this corridor today. I could hardly walk without bumping into anyone. It's back up. As we walked down the stairs, I couldn't help but notice that the enormous painting depicting the headmaster was back on the wall in prime condition, like nothing ever happened. To think that not even one day has passed since it crashed into the staircase. Cammy was looking in the same direction, raising his brows at the ostentatious piece of art. Judging from his words yesterday, he wasn't too fond of it. Someone made quick work of the repairs. Apparently, stroking the headmaster's ego was important enough to pay extra. Displays of authority are invaluable. You don't beat around the bush when you don't agree with something. But that's what it is, isn't it? Powerful people will always do their best to make you remember they own things. It's no different. I suppose so. Where's St. Clair? Where's St. Clair? Ever since I woke up, I felt like a part of me were stuck in a dream. My body was heavy and sluggish. Eyes heavying on head heavying on Cammy's soldier miserably throughout the first two periods. Every time I tried to concentrate on any problems or questions, an ice pick headache was cutting the effort short. Minutes stretch into eternity. Can't even hear what the professors are saying. All that's on my mind is the overwhelming need to lie down and rest. Oh, is this because of our heat? By the time the last period had started, I was on the verge of exhaustion. Even though I sincerely enjoyed social studies with Professor St. Clair, this time the teacher's voice could barely get through the thick fog clouding my brain. I was able to gather just enough strength to keep my head upright. Not because of my interest in the topic, but simply out of respect for the lecturer. I'm really good for nothing at this moment. Closing my eyes, I did help a bit, but I couldn't afford to do more than whatever the professor turned his back to me, which wasn't often. I wanted nothing more than to bury myself into the sheets and spend the rest of the day sleeping. I was aware of Cammy's concerned glances sent in my direction, but couldn't will myself to address them. There he is! Look at this man! He's so pretty! Oh, I honestly think he's the prettiest character. I love him. That will be everything for today. I'm sure you've been informed about it already, but an assembly is going to take place in around 15 minutes in the auditorium. Your presence is mandatory. Thank you for your participation during class today. I'll see those of you who are taking cooking tomorrow morning. Feeling more than a little guilty, I sighed in relief when the lecture finished. There's still the assembly, though. I have to endure it somehow. By the time I channeled enough strength to put away my textbooks and tidy up the desk, everyone had already finished packing and was ready to leave. Dude, maybe we need to just go to the clinic. Slow as a snail. No, I take that back. Slower. I was about to retort that he must have stolen my vitality, since he hadn't looked any better than I had that morning. But I bit my tongue in the end. Forming words took too much effort to be worth it. Instead, I cast Cammy an appreciative look when he handed me the rest of my stuff, and put my chair away after I stood up. As I followed other students out of the classroom, I noticed a tall alpha I hadn't seen before leaning against the wall. He seemed to be waiting for someone, looking intently in the direction I came from. Hello? He was dressed in an elegant but not overly formal attire. His short, well-groomed hair and beard spoke of conscience as much as it did of individuality. He didn't look as if he was in a hurry, but anyone who paid enough attention could tell he was clearly anticipating something. Is he someone's parent, I wonder? Professor St. Clair left the room last, locking the door behind him like he usually did. The moment he turned around, the stranger came up to him. The man's placid smile, so jarring in comparison to the startled disbelief reflected in Professor St. Clair's eyes, was something that made me stop in my tracks and felt the need to observe the scene. I can't hear anything they're saying, but whatever the topic, it seems that the conversation is not comfortable for the professor. Is that the baby daddy? Because he has a son. Is that the baby daddy? It's the first time I'm seeing him so upset. Spacing out again, sleepyhead. I swear that you'll make me carry you around in a few minutes. No, I was just... Hello, Aura. Chamomile. I got held up by some last-minute paperwork. I'm not particularly opposed to the necessary bureaucracy, but the timing wasn't too convenient. It's probably not very appropriate, but I am reassured not to be the last one to head to the auditorium. Would you perhaps like to accompany me? There's just a couple of minutes left, so we should hurry. Dude, I am like watching my professor over here. The professor is uncomfortable. Why do I keep getting interrupted when we want to snoop, huh? First with the twins and now with the professor. I'm good to go. How about you, Cammy? I need a minute or two. You two go ahead. Are you sure? Yeah, I'll join you in a while. Are you going to talk to the professor too? Very well. Be sure to come on time, though. Dang it. Hello, President. Good morning, Gilbert. Oh, Aura. Hi. Hello. Are you two going to go to the assembly? Yes. Can I join? Sure. Thanks. I was wondering, would you happen to have a moment or two after, President? There's this chemistry test in 2 days, and I really want to go through a few problems with you. I think I've been doing pretty well on my own, but acids and bases are just too much. Black magic, I swear. Jillian was silent. Gilbert's unanswered question hung in the air uncomfortably for a moment. If you're too busy, I completely understand. No, not at all. Julian has so much to do. He takes care of so much stuff, and he's always busy. Of course, I'll help you. There's something I need to take care of right after the assembly, but as soon as I'm done, I'll find you. Thank you so much! How did your French exam go? Really well. Even the professor was surprised that my vocabulary improved so drastically just a few days ago. Okay, I gotta pause for a second, guys. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. Apparently, I had the volume on my mic turned down, so I am so sorry if you guys couldn't hear me well earlier. Your language learning tips were invaluable. Is there any subject that Julian doesn't excel at? I can't imagine being as knowledgeable as he is. Julian's a super smart dude. On our way towards the hall, I noticed Gilbert casting wary glances in my direction. As his gaze became more and more insistent, I involuntarily remembered the awkward conversation we had by the lakeside the other day. I think Julian has a crush on Aura. At that time, my mind was too preoccupied with other stuff. Somehow, I felt I should have asked him about it. On the other hand, perhaps leaving it be would be best for now. Oh, that's a lot of people. The auditorium was almost filled to the brim by the time we managed to secure some spots among the crowd. I was tall enough to have sufficient view ahead, despite the sea of heads blocking it, but it wasn't the easiest task, and I had to stand on my toes to see the entire stage. The headmaster was positioned in the middle, surrounded by teachers on both sides, some of whom I knew from my classes. I was still feeling quite tired and uneasy, all the more because Julian disappeared somewhere along the way, and I couldn't spot any familiar faces save for Gilbert's. But then I heard a loud voice, amplified by the hall's acoustics, asking everyone to be quiet. At the same time, I spotted a pale-haired Omega slip through the main door, barely cracking it open. As inconspicuous as possible, I waved in his direction, gesturing him towards the spot beside myself. Kimmy! Phew, just in time. Before I could retort, the speech began. All right, what's it about, Headmaster? Thank you for coming on such short notice. It is regrettable that some of your classes had to be canceled today, but do not worry. I already made sure that the continuity of your curriculum will remain intact. It is my pleasure to announce that tomorrow, Mannequin Academy will host a job fair during which you'll have a unique opportunity of meeting your potential employers. It goes without saying that you'll have to show them your best. Grades and performances are not the only things they will consider. Your appearance, impersonal skills, and character will be evaluated. It is entirely possible that some of you will be offered a job on the spot. In that case, you will be allowed to apply for your school diploma early. It is possible to shorten your stay in the academy, but only if you studied for at least 2 years prior. Once your internship finishes, you are always welcome to return to the academy and pick up the remaining part of your curriculum. However, it is not required. This means that first and second years cannot take on such offers. Other students might be asked for the contact information by those employers who plan to employ them after graduation. Such offers will be noted by the academy and pursued once the student finishes his education. The headmaster clears his throat, then continued. I was about your age when I was invited to work for a trading company at a fair exactly like this one. It helped me get a broader perspective on what I could achieve and provided me with a wealth of experience, ensuring that when I returned to the school to resume my studies, I was ready for the professional challenges of my budding career. You would do well to prepare for tomorrow, as you will have to wait a full year for another chance to make such a great leap in your personal development. Good luck! The headmaster continued with some general organization information, during which I spotted a few more silhouettes appear behind the small podium, Professor St. Clair among them. More and more less than interesting announcements followed, making it crystal clear why 2 whole lectures had to be called off. I only started paying attention after hearing sudden whispers among the crowd. Many of you must be wondering why the Dynamics class schedule hasn't been announced yet. This is due to the fact that Dr. Langham, who was conducting those classes for the past few years, has been exceptionally busy. For that reason, we decided to hire a replacement professor for the Gender Dynamics course this year. Luckily for us, we managed to find the best man for the job. Welcome Joseph Crawford, a reputable professor from the National Institute of Education. Him! Oh, so he has to be St. Clair's baby daddy, right? Because they did say it was another teacher. Nice to meet you, everyone. Didn't we see that guy in front of our classroom a while ago? I stole a glance at Professor St. Clair, but this time his face was a perfect mask of neutrality. Huh. Yeah, we did. The moment I stepped inside this academy years ago, I knew that it was special. Too many, it seemed, like any other school. Classrooms filled with students, professors, busying themselves with preparing lectures, exams to pass and projects to finish. But not to me. From the very beginning, I could feel passion inside those walls, a sense of purpose that filled me with inspiration. It not only offered unmatched education, but also a wide range of opportunities to transform raw potential into one stable, rewarding future. There's no doubt in my mind that just like back then, the Mannequin Academy today is all those qualities and more. And it's thanks to you, the youth that has been contributing to the school's good name for years. It is my honor to be able to join the teaching staff. Thank you. Thank you. Our first lecture today is scheduled for tomorrow. Our first lecture together is scheduled for tomorrow. You'll find the revised curriculum in Headmaster's office. I can't wait to get to know you all. The headmaster expressed his gratitude towards the new professor and briefly touched upon a couple of other matters, such as the upcoming exams or the adjustment of open hours in Professor Langham's office. He also reminded us about tomorrow's job fair and once again encouraged everyone to join, regardless of their year in study. Yeah, but the younger ones can't accept anything, so I mean, what's the point? Perhaps at some other time I'd be more interested, but in that particular moment, I couldn't care less. My mind solely focused on the upcoming prospect of getting rest. He thinking about his bed and only his bed. I do not blame him. I thanked heavens when the headmaster finally bowed as a sign of the ending the speech. One applause later, we were allowed to leave the auditorium. The twins! Hello! Wait. Nora's the alpha, right? That was one hell of a speech. Very inspired one. I didn't even notice the twins. They appeared out of nowhere. A reputable professor, excited about teaching something like gender dynamics? Kinda iffy. The moment he started talking about bees and flowers, you should run. Oh, stop. Never trust alphas, even if they are your superiors, or especially then. Oh, hey, shorty. Looking a little pale. Where's the lighting in here? You good? Just a little tired. My stomach is grumbling. Let's go get something to eat. Agreed. Want to come with us? They're serving avocado salmon salad today. It's really good. Salmon salad? Oh my gosh, it's been forever. Don't tell me they've got those small potatoes with the cream sauce as well. Yummy. The thought of seeing and smelling food alone made me so sick I had to fight a sudden wave of nausea. Even though I really wanted to at least accompany my friends while they ate, I knew that stepping inside the kitchen could end up disastrously, full of regret. I shook my head. I think I'll pass this time. You three have fun. Oh, okay. Aura? I'm good. I'm good. I'm just not that hungry, and taking a nap would probably be the best. I could barely sit through the classes, remember? If you're sure, I could go back to the room with you. No need, really. Please don't worry. Stubborn. See you later then. Take care of yourself, okay? Of course. I followed my friends as they joined the unhurried but steady stream of students leaving the hall. I don't want to go back to the room yet. Other students are always so noisy, I wouldn't get much sleep anyway. Maybe I'll take a walk like yesterday. It always relaxes me. Or we could go to the theater and curl up in one of the chairs there and go to sleep, because I'm sure it's quiet out there. Hello? It's a female. A female in my boys' love? What do you mean? What are you doing here? You're in the wrong genre. Excuse me, can you point me to the Alpha's dormitory? The person that addressed me was a beautiful blue-eyed beta. Her long, wavy hair was falling in cascades of blonde locks on her shoulders, and the exquisite dress that she was wearing. There was no female betas in the academy, so I knew she couldn't possibly be a student. Her opulent attire that didn't quite fit the place either. The girl raised one of her eyebrows, impatient for a reply. On the 3rd floor. Just walk up the stairs and then go left. She nodded, walking past me. Just when I was about to turn around, the girl halted mid-step. Is something the matter? You're an Omega. What kind of academy is it for an Omega to be a student? An Omega! My fiancé studies here. I had no idea that all this time he's been surrounded by breeders. Oh my god, I hate her. I hate her. That's why she's getting the preppy, like, mean girl voice. Entirely unprepared for this insult, I felt like I took a very slow, carefully aimed punch to the gut. A breeder was the most derogatory term one could call an Omega. And to hear it from a stranger, said so boldly and straight to my face. What do they even do with you when you have a heat? How does the school protect Alpha students from something like this? I'm sure you've never even thought about it before. An Omega would be happy enough to get sodomized in the middle of a school corridor when his heat starts, wriggling his ass in desperation for anyone or anything to fill it. To harlots like you, getting mounted is natural like breathing. Whoa, hold up there, girl. You are evil. Dude. Why? I cannot believe that any headmaster would allow this and endanger Alpha students. Whether they want it or not, your dirty ways drive them crazy. Dumbfounded by the viciousness of her words, all I did was stare back at her stunned silence. The beta girl sent me a poisonous glare, then turned away with a snarl and ran up the stairs. Who's her fiancé? Is it Noah? I would believe it to be Noah. I observed her for a while, not realizing that my hands involuntarily curled into fist. I was shaken all over like a statue, even minutes after she vanished from sight, feeling even more sick and useless than before. I decided that taking a walk would only fatigue me further. Where are we? I walked around for a while, trying to ignore the intensifying headache that threatened to crack my skull open. I felt horrible, drained both physically and mentally, the upsetting encounter from a moment before still on replay in my head. It's been a while since anyone treated me this way. Even though I know I have to ignore spiteful remarks, words still wound me more than I could ever tell. Not to mention that I never expected a beta to be so bitter, especially towards someone they don't even know. Going back to my room was probably the only reasonable thing to do, but wasting a nice afternoon due to a little bit of pain and stress filled me with an odd sense of regret, as if by doing that I admitted defeat. You are super tired and you have a splitting headache, dude. I don't think anyone's going to blame you for going to lay down. Not wanting to let setbacks dictate my day, I headed towards one of the few places I knew I could always count on to cheer me up. The library! It's always so serene in here. Since at that point, even slightly raised voices annoyed me, the prospect of spending some time in the library, where no one ever made noise, seemed like a great idea. I'll be able to sit down in a corner and enjoy myself reading a book in peace. Please, not him. We only thought we were gonna have peace. Hi, Aura. How are you doing today? The other Omega cocked his head to the side, looking at me closely. The usual lack of malice in his voice wasn't enough to make me wary. The enigmatic glint in his eyes surely were. Hi? I'm okay. How about you? Vincent drew nearer, shortening the distance between us until he was much too close for comfort, pointy nose almost brushing against mine. I'm very good, thank you. What can he possibly want? I took a step back, studying the unnatural smile plastered on the other's face. Fortunately, Vincent didn't move again. I saw your friends in the kitchen. Why aren't you with them? I'm, the usual bunch that you hang around with. The Snicardi, student council president, your roommates. They seem to be having fun. Maybe you should join them. Why are you telling me this? No reason. Just thought that a little bookworm like you could use a fun break from time to time. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. What are you up to, Vincent? Are you trying to get us out of the library? Do what you want. What was that all of a sudden? Vincent talking to me in a semi-friendly manner? The world must be coming to an end. Huh. If I could, I would have joined the rest. It's better not to, though. I walked up to the shelf and settled on a title that I wanted to borrow at some point, but had to refrain due to the limit of volumes that could be taken away at once. Choosing the most secluded spot I could, I finally immersed myself in the world of fiction. Oh, that's pretty. Minutes went by unnoticed, the very idea of time suddenly insignificant in comparison with the joy I was feeling. Every now and then, I found myself gazing outside the window, repeating the paragraphs in my head by envisioning the vibrant scenes. I never noticed when my consciousness drifted away. We fell asleep in the library. Flashback! We get another flashback! Oh, Sasha! Sasha! Come in. Good morning. Louis, hello. You're... Oh. I'll come back later when you're dressed and ready for the day. No, stay. I came to see how you're feeling. Much better than the day before, and I owe it all to you. I didn't do much, but I'm glad that it helped. Louis, thank you, truly, for not taking advantage of the situation yesterday. Your smell was enough for me to endure the worst of it. Aww, Louie's a good boy. He's a good boy. He didn't let the Omega stink get to him and take advantage of him being in heat. He just stayed so he could comfort him. Oh, Louie's such a good boy. Though, you have to know that even if we got carried away, I wouldn't regret it. Not with you. Sasha. What am I saying? Just forget it. I didn't sleep much, so I speak nonsense. If you give me a minute, I'll get ready and we can go to the rehearsal together. Of course. I'll wait outside. Rehearsal's probably cancelled. Thank you all for coming today. Before rehearsal starts, I'd like to make an important announcement. As some of you may have heard already, due to an unfortunate misunderstanding during the banquet, we have lost our biggest sponsor. Mr. Messenbox withdrew the entirety of his funding today. What, is that a joke? This can't be right. 50% of our financing comes from him. He's supported us for years. What made him change his mind so suddenly? Exactly. Did someone offend him? Who talked to Mr. Beckenbach yesterday? Not me. Me either. Pointing fingers will lead us nowhere. What we have to do is work with what we have and make the stage play a success regardless. But how? Are we supposed to work for free now? We barely made it with the funds we had. Fortunately, I have been in contact with someone who expressed an interest in becoming our main sponsor for some time now. He asked me not to share his name for now, but he attended a few public rehearsals and was fascinated by both the stage play and the cast. It's entirely possible that this gentleman will choose to introduce himself to all of you soon. Fortune smiles upon those who do their best. You don't sound too surprised. Louis, have you heard something about it before? Hello! I don't know how to say your name. H. Hello, no, I didn't come fast enough. It was a surprise stream. I just decided that, I realized it was Wednesday. I just realized it was Wednesday, and I was like, oh, stream. Sorry, there will be a warning for next week. I'm gonna have a schedule out about, Sunday. A schedule should go up for the next week. Hi! How do you say your name, by the way? But I will have a schedule out on Sunday about our next week. So that'll be a good time to see, like, what time I plan on going live. So this one was a bit of a surprise. It was on me. I'll rewatch when it ends. Well, we're actually going to end in about another 10 minutes, probably. Because I kind of aim for 2 hours. Maybe a little. Is it him? Is he actually our new sponsor? I would not put it past him. Louis a good boy. Phew, I was really worried for a minute. Can't you tell us who this man is to replace him? He has to be someone really important, like really. Hey, the director just told us he doesn't want people to know yet. Oh my god, dude, don't you listen? I'm curious as well. Patience? Patience? You'll receive all the information as soon as I'm allowed to share it with you. For now, prepare to start the rehearsal. The big day is coming closer and closer, and we cannot allow ourselves to slack off now. We have to astonish the entire audience. Is that clear? Yes, sir. They are so close. Okay. If people are commenting on Twitch, apparently my Twitch is not showing any chat right now. So I apologize. Thank you for watching with us. And I will try to see if I can read them soon. But okay. Yes. Sasha, Louis. We'll start with Avilo and Flaren's first kiss. Naturally, sir. Let's get to it. Oh, yay! It was saved! Oh, I'm glad. Sasha did not need that guilt on his shoulders, okay? I'm glad they got through that okay. But really, what happened? What happened? I jolted awake instantly, noticing that it was unnaturally silent and pitch black all around me. For a second or two, I had no idea where I was. You fell asleep in the library. When my eyes got used to the darkness and I found the book I had been reading lying open on the wooden floor, I remembered that I decided to find a cozy corner in the library and spend my afternoon there. Did I fall asleep? It looks like everyone else has left already. My skin, purplish in the moonlight, was glistening with a sheen of sweat, despite the chilly night. Surprised that my headache was gone, I reached up to brush hair off my eyes, finding it slightly damp as well. The moment I tried to get up, my legs gave way beneath me, suddenly too weak to carry the weight of my body. I felt breathless, as if someone punched me in the chest and then ducked my head underwater. I stumbled back onto the floor with a startled gasp, hitting my backside painfully. My muscles felt as if it was made from cotton, too weak to make a single move. Within seconds, warmth rose to my cheeks and spread across the slickness of my skin, leaving it burning with anxiety, urgency, and want. He started his heat. He started his heat. Oh no. Oh no. That fateful night in the orphanage appeared in front of my eyes, so clearly as if it took place yesterday, waking up in the middle of the night, sick and terrified of what was happening to my body, too confused to think or ask for help. The whispers, the steps, the smell that hang in the air all around me. Just like back then, I felt alone, weak and scared. This cannot be happening. I have to get back to my room as soon as possible. I attempted to raise myself on my knees and elbows, but even that proved to be too difficult. For a few long moments, I simply lied down on the floor, the cold of it seeping through my bones. How are we going to get help? We need help. We are in a very vulnerable position right now, and apparently we can't move. And apparently they didn't check the library if anybody was in here before they left for the night. Oh, goodness. The harder I tried to concentrate on anything, even as simple as breathing, the foggier my mind was becoming. Slowly, the contours of the room started blurring together into a maze of intimidating, surreal shapes. Minutes passed, slipping through my fingers and disappearing into nothing. I couldn't move. I didn't even feel like my body was my own anymore. Suddenly I heard it. A quiet rustle coming from the other side of the library that I thought to be empty. Then quiet steps in my direction, accompanied by a low, muffled sound. The person wasn't in a hurry, nor tried to conceal his presence. It didn't even take me a splinter of a second to realize that I made a grave mistake by staying in the library after the bizarre conversation I had with Victor. Oh no. The voice that came soon after, piercing through the darkness like a knife, made me tremble all over. No! That little crap! Oh no, Victor! Oh no. Victor knew we were getting close to heat. We weren't looking good. So he went and got the freaking horrible alphas and told him of our location. He did this because he knows it's illegal to share your heat with another student. So he's doing this to get us expelled, isn't he? I know you're here, doll. I forgot what voices I gave them. Feeling a little weak, aren't we? With the last shred of strength, adrenaline and panic mixing together and buzzing in my veins, I managed to push myself off the wooden panels and crawl behind one of the bookshelves. My heart was beating in my chest so fast and so loud I could have swore the other student was able to hear it, even from several meters away. No point in hiding. I know you're in no shape to run away. Save us both some time and come out with you, sweetie. I felt like an animal caught in a snare, waiting for the predator to finish it off. I looked around frantically, searching for a way out, even though I knew there was none. The door to the library was behind me, right where Oscar's voice was coming from. He's getting closer. Oh, Hylia! Hey! You came at a very tense moment. Most Omegas shut themselves behind closed doors when nearing their heat, either in the Omega wing or the bitch rooms. And it's impossible to get a single sniff of them. But you... Oh, you wander around the academy, doing whatever you want to do, oozing pheromones and not bothering to care for your own safety. Just like the day we met. Oh, I didn't finish that. Back up. When you came to the Alpha Wing. Beautiful, fragile bird, looking to get his wings clipped. One could think that you'd secretly want trouble to find you. Is that what it is? My eyes rested on the nearest window. If the library wasn't on the second floor, perhaps I could try to sneak past the frame. But even if I succeeded, my chances of getting away from Oscar were slim, if non-existent. My only hope was getting to the door somehow. You can feel it already, can't you? The pressure building somewhere deep inside you. There's only one way to quench that thirst. Steadying my frenzied panting, I tried to wait for the moment when Oscar would be forced to go around the bookshelf I've been hiding behind, and then pass by him from the other side, tiptoeing slowly towards the exit. Okay, taking a moment. Yes, hey, I'm glad you popped in, Ohelia. You didn't know you would stream. You really surprised me. I didn't know I would stream, okay? I was like, yeah, I'm going to get back into streaming. And then I was like, oh, today's Wednesday. I just realized it was Wednesday. And I'm like, you know what? Surprise stream. So, sorry. I am going to leave it up so people can watch it for a little bit before I private it so I can edit it. And I will repost it up tomorrow. So, I'll have it up for a little bit so you guys can rewatch it before I private it. Yeah, what did he get himself into this time? Oh my god, he got him in so much trouble. Apparently, he was feeling bad all day, so he kind of like, forced himself to go to class and stuff, and he fell asleep in the library to wake up to find out he started his heat. And the little shit, Victor, knew, and he went and he told that horrible Alpha where we were and what was going on. So he's here, and he's apparently gonna do stuff to us if he catches us. And Aura's like super weak right now. Goodness. Okay. I'm taking a little water break, and then we're getting back into it. Steadying my frenzied panting, I tried to wait for the moment when Oscar would be forced to go around the bookshelf I've been hiding behind, and then pass by him on the other side, tiptoeing slowly towards the exit. If he decided to chase after me, I'd be done for. But perhaps the way he chose to approach the assault, slow, nonchalant, and reveling in conquest, I could be used to my advantage somehow. I strained my ears, listening closely. Every Omega smells different in heat, They're all damn sexy and delicious, but your scent is unique. So sweet. Almost sickening slow. So delicate, too. Innocent. Now, the second I sensed Oscar turned left to around the shelf, I turned in the opposite direction and dived behind him, then broke into a full-on dash. When I couldn't hear the Alpha run after me, I felt a surge of intoxicating relief. I'll make it. The door handle was within an arm's reach. Yes! Gathering all the strength that was left in my body, I nearly busted the door open, ready to sprint up the corridor as soon as I was out. No matter how late it was, a loud commotion like that would surely wake up at least a few people. Come on, Aura. Come on, buddy. The second I ran through the door, my front bumped into something hard on the other side of it. Oh no, it's the other of the Tweedledums. Oh, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Oh no. So you do have some power left in you after all. Oscar said you probably would. Ah! No! Dude, scream! Scream! I'd say I'm impressed, but nah, not really. I yelped as my front collided with Raymond's body, the alpha immediately seizing both of my hands and yanking me away from the door. Before I'm... Oh, we're still on the inside of the library. Oh, dang it, no one would hear us in here. Before I managed to open my mouth to shout for help, his hand clasped around my lips. No. Don't even try. Not like anyone would hear you at this hour anyway. Told you it's futile to run away, little bunny. We're getting him to the storage, yeah? Yes. He'd like that, I think. A nice place to have some fun, is it not? Oh, the storage is right by the library, and he's got his hand covering our mouth. What are we gonna do? Oh, is that one guy gonna be in the library? Storage Laurent? I tried to fight and squirm away as they led me towards a small, cramped room. I knew that once inside, my chances of being heard by anyone was close to zero. Oscar opened the door, gesturing towards Raymond to drag me in. The second his hands on my lips moved, I sank my teeth into his palm as hard as I could. Caught by surprise, Raymond staggered back with a sharp yelp. Fuck! I didn't have a chance to do anything else. The next second I knew Oscar kicked us both inside, locking the storage door. No! Come on, Aura, keep fighting. Keep fighting, buddy. Ferocious. I like that. The room was dark and silent. When I tried to take a few steps back and put some distance between me and the two alphas, my back bumped into something heavy and cold, sending it smashing against the door with a loud crash. I looked over my shoulder, noticing one of the several mannequins that were hoarded all around the room now resting sadly at my feet. A deep crack ran along its base, and I suppose that the dummy wouldn't be able to stand on its own even if I picked it back up. Get comfortable, little dove. You won't leave this room for a long while. What do you want from me? Isn't that obvious? We want to become friends. Close friends. You seem to be in need of a buddy, brooding all alone in the library while everyone else was having fun. I swallowed the bile rising in my throat. Vincent. I knew that something was off back then. I should have listened to my intuition. Don't give the scrawny ass too much credit. But yes, he did say a couple of things. Apparently you two are not on best terms. I did nothing to him. Maybe. Doesn't really matter. If making him happy will also make us happy, it's two birds killed with one stone. Connections are what matters in this or any other place. You better learn that fast. Connections, huh? I'd rather be damned than have a connection to either of you. Ouch, you hurt my feelings. Not to mention that it's not true at all, Dollface. Soon enough, there's going to be plenty of things bringing us together. Perhaps even more than you think. When Oscar took a step closer, I took a step back. The alpha gave me a low chuckle, then reached up to loosen his tie. Isn't it warm in here? Stuffy, too. I'm guessing you're feeling at least 10 times hotter than me in your current state. Perhaps popping some buttons open would help. A tiny droplet of sweat ran down my forehead, then disappeared into my hairline. Oscar's proximity was threatening, his body slowly closing in on mine. The thin fabric of your shirt. It clings to your back uncomfortably, doesn't it? You're wet in so many places. This is not good. Okay, another warning. Second warning of the video. I don't know what's gonna happen. We could be saved. It could get non-consensual. But if you're not comfortable with this, please click away and feel free to come back for the next video. Alright, let's continue. This is not good. We got an ending? What did I do? What did I do? I didn't think it was an ending. To be continued? Early access version. Oh, I didn't know I was playing an early access version. I bought the thing. Did I open the wrong one? I think I opened the wrong one. But oh my god, I got an ending. I got a bad ending. No one ever tells? Holy crap. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, our playthrough is not over. Okay, guys, I have to... Apparently I have the early access version. So I'm gonna have to re-download it. And go through it again. But oh my god, what did I do? It says it will be continued from there. Oh no. I'm sorry, Aura. What did I do wrong? Oh no. The game is still... Oh, I must have down... Yeah, but I... What did I do? Story. No. Oh no. I was gone from one live stream and you got a bad in. I'm sorry, Ohilia. See, without your guidance, oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry, Aura. I didn't think this was the... I downloaded it. I have the actual game, but I think I had downloaded it before. I might have accidentally opened the wrong one, but I have it. What do you mean early access? It's a completely out game. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm re-downloading it. I'm re-downloading it right now. Oh gosh. I didn't mean to. Why? I didn't... What did I do to trigger that? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Oh no. Okay, I'll have to figure out what I did. And then we will continue the Let's Play in the next part. Because I am not letting that be the ending. No, he was supposed to kick him in the nuts or something? Really? Huh. Really? Huh. I'm still here, by the way. Oh my goodness. It doesn't say anything about this being the... Yeah, this is like the brand new file. Why did it say the... Unless they didn't update it. Unless I really did get the bad ending and they like didn't update the, you know, early access version. Because it's been out for a while. It shouldn't be the early access version. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I am sorry, Aura. We will continue this next Wednesday as long as I don't have bad luck again. So fingers crossed we don't have a bad storm and the power doesn't go out or I'm not sick. and we will continue this next week. I'll figure out how far back I need to go and pick up there so we can continue. Oh my goodness. Thank you everybody who joined. I am going to leave this up for a little bit, so if you want to jump back and rewatch it, you can. But I will be putting this on private later, so I will, upload it as a part oh my gosh, I can't talk now. I will be uploading it tomorrow as a video for my channel. But I'm thinking I'm going to cut off the end part because that was pretty intense. So I might cut that off and have it linked to a different video so people can be safe. I might need to put that in the 18 plus section because, oh my goodness, that got intense. But okay, thank you guys for joining me. I'm sorry I got a bad ending. Our poor Aura. I was like waiting for someone to come save him and it never happened. I feel so bad. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.